self-protection. You won't need it to stay warm. You're so afraid of my affections. You could drown in your own storm. There's no need for reservation. No one else can see. After some examination, man, I think that you've got what I need. It's really alright. It's really alright. It's really alright if you don't love me. What's that look of consternation? I'm completely in control. So if you're thinking of evasion, there's something you should know. Well, I wouldn't say I own you, but you're a lover without liberty. Which would you rather face, that cold-hearted landscape or me? What's that look of consternation? I'm completely in control. So, if you're thinking of evasion, there's something you should know. Well, I wouldn't say I own you, but you're a lover without liberty. Which would you rather face, a cold-hearted landscape or me?
Okay, darlings, we are back. You know, I love that song, mostly because almost nobody knows what it's about, which is really funny. Now, I had to tell well, I couldn't help myself. I did tell somebody what it was about. He was a little freaked out because he was one of those, well, let's just say religious dudes in the South. But he was also my recording engineer. And while the mixing was happening, I told him the background because I wrote that for Namaris, the first one. And it is a song that is sung by a dragon. And she's singing it to her human guest. Yes, you'd have to read the book to understand what's behind that. It's a long story. easy now. Let's get this seam right. Don't want to end up making a hole in it. This is tough, but the merino is very delicate. Okay. Beautiful imported olive oil soap. Why olive oil? It's got to do with the pH. All has its own pH, and it gets messed up with soap. But olive oil apparently doesn't cause as much of a problem as some others. Like, you would never want to use like Dawn for dishes or something on this. I would just strip it of the lanolin, and you're not going to get back. So when all of the felting is done, which in this case is going to take a little while because, like I said, it's kind of fragile. All the soap gets washed out, and then the pH is brought back to its norm with a little splash of vinegar in the water, and we have it soak. Well, I see why they make tools for this. Now, some people use sanders without sandpaper because of the vibration. I actually have a rainbow vibrating thing there myself, but it is so harsh. It's I have used it by rolling it up inside and just turning it on and letting it vibrate. It's felted. But this is, at this stage, so easy to poke holes into it, separate it from the other layers instead of knitting with the other layers. So we're not going to want to do too much rough stuff for a little while. I knew this was going to take a while, so I had to stop yesterday after I got it all wetted down and in the general correct shape. Like that. Well, that was a last minute added to it, so over here. Okay, this turned out mostly to keep water from ending up in my lap. Believe it or not, there's about a quart of water in this future purse. Ah, no. It's not ready to stick. I checked inside with the resist, and some of the viscose is still stuck to the resist. Okay, any wrinkles here. Making sure you get the seams felted well is very important. You don't want to put a pad in here on your phone and have everything drop out the bottom. I lost your shape right there. Don't do that. Must not have enough soap right now. Not as good as it was earlier. Oh, let's remove this. Okay. This is so stubborn here on this corner. Talking. Doesn't look fronted yet on that side. much right there. That does not help. Yep. Not felt it yet. We have a ways to go. But we're getting there. Starting to feel it get more solid. I got some of that excess water out there. I almost ended up with that in my lap, which has happened before. I don't mind the dress. I just hate getting down the floor to wipe everything up. Whoops, sorry about that. Definitely not felt it there. Let's get our net back on. Now I'm going to need to get some of this water out, or the viscose may just float until I take this apart and find it floated instead of felted. So that is why we have this big towel here, because it's going to make a mess. Can't be rough. I definitely need to get some of this out. There we go. Not felted yet. I'm going by this because this was last added. Last. I have a gauge for the rest of it that's invisible right now. Like this. It's felting so beautifully, I don't want to touch it. See? Moving variety. Back. So it's not ready to turn inside out yet, obviously. But it is felting. So it's just a patience thing. And partially felted. The coarse stuff does not seem to like to felt to itself. But if we have too much of a problem with it, I can always needle felt it into place. But I shouldn't have to. This doesn't require a lot of pressure for this particular wool, but it is a lot of motion. Now, it's a nice practice after you've been doing some needle felting, which is stab, 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 which is also fun. But your wrists get tired of that. You can do the more gentle motions and felting with water and soap. Okay, let's get this one back in. Oops. Okay, so most of the water is removed, and now it's just the agitation. Here is my confuse tool. Stay there. We're supposed to stick. That's fluffy right there. It's so weird. It should not be fluffy, especially after all this water. Figure. Hello. I am making a purse. It's going to be a flap. That's the flap, which I can't really show off right now because the design is on the inside. But it's so fragile, you have to work it from the outside or inside. What are you doing today? Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. In order for the people to hear me, the mic has to be closer, but if the mic's too close, it's part of my work area. Watch something funny. Always go to bed with a good thought in your mind. It sets you up for the next day's success. I wish I knew about this when I was a teenager. Of course, I didn't know about it when I was a teenager. I mean, there was felting, but it wasn't done this way. Now they found some shortcuts, which makes it accessible to everybody. But if I'd known about it years ago, I would have a hell of a wardrobe right now. Now I make a pocketbook to go with every dress I have. Although I don't have one for this. Although it'll go really good with something in Halloween area. It's all these oranges and purples and golds and raspberries. It's really beautiful. It's brand new wool. So it's my first project with this wool. It's super fine. So I'm learning how to work with it. So what kind of movies were you looking for? If I'm on YouTube, I'm looking for animal videos. That's my bedtime thing if I want videos. But actually, what I don't watch anything at bedtime. At bedtime, I put on subliminal affirmations to sleep better, to heal faster, to have a good attitude the next day, not hate exercising. And I listen to that for a while before bed, and then I turn it off and go to sleep. Now I've got music in my head. I always have music in my head. Now I've got one associated with the movie. That's the way the brain works. I'm not doing what I want. quite an hour on this yet. Unless you're here for the chat, this is going to be boring for the next hour. Plenty of soap. Okay, it's starting to happen. You are not happy. Why aren't you happy? That's upsetting. It says felting on its own, but it's not felting together. It's the opposite of what I'm trying to achieve there. But over there, it's okay. It's not too soon to be doing this. Looking at, looks like a kitty cat. It is. How sweet is that? Love cats. Also like dogs, mice, and rats, but crows, chickadees, hummingbirds. Yep, it is not working. You're going to make me very unhappy if you don't do this right. Referring to myself, of course. Sorry about that again. Right, we are starting to see some authentic shrinkage. Just like Mama wants. Yes, that is what I want to see. All right, we're going to try rolling from the other end now. And this is a little bit more hazardous. So yeah, okay. Don't squash. Maybe we'll go with the wider roll. are starting to see some shrinkage as this starts to curl. I don't know. Here we go. I just put my hand in there and I felt some fibers move. Okay. Luckily, it's not like repeating a pattern that has to match. So we can have some movement and it should still look okay. Even if it's not exactly what I intended. It's getting poofy again. I think we have too much air in there. Does not make sense. I can try and felt gold. I wonder how many steps I've done. It seems like 10,000, but I know it hasn't. 5,000. 5,000 feels like 10,000. I must need carbs. when your hand is slippery, it's soap, you have to hold on to your cup a little differently. Now this should be the point where I take this resist out, turn this inside out, and work it that way. But I'm not seeing some of the viscose felting. I've worked very successfully with it so far, so I'm kind of like up in the air about what to do. It should have already been picked up by the merino, especially considering how fine it is. Doing good, doing good. Much better. Yeah, let's take this way again. like flipping pancakes. No, except it doesn't smell as good. It smells strange like wet wool. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I just don't understand. Well, we are learning how to work with this particular wool, and looks like this particular wool is not all that fond of the viscose, which is a shock. I thought it would be more fun than any of them. Clearly, it's not. I'm afraid to look inside now. Well, I do have a consolation of knowing that even without the viscose, this is one of the most beautiful wools I've ever worked with. End result is still going to be beautiful, but not what I planned. See, look at that. Coming right off. It should just not be happening. Yeah, all the way in. Unbelievable. Okay, well, we can't pull the resist out at this point, because that's just not going to work. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can get more water out of this. Let's give it a shot, just so we can get some of this water squeezed out really well. Let's hook up. I don't screw it up. There you are. Hi, Gary. The viscose is not adhering to the merino wool like it has in the past. It might be that this wool is so fine and these fibers won't take, which is disappointing because it was an amazing layout. We'll have to see. Right now what I'm doing is a last ditch effort to make it stick. So you get your car all caught up. Got some summer oil put in instead of the winter. Run cooler. Not long enough. How much now? It used to be one of the least expensive things to take care of. You get clean oil change, new oil filter, and a new air filter all at the same time. It ran me $59 a year down in North Carolina. Of course, it's been a long time. I'm afraid to ask for this now with the oil prices way up. It's feeling better. Oh my God. Yeah, that's gone up quite a bit. Does that include all the labor? And was it just the oil or did it include the oil filter? Why change the oil if you don't change the filter? Old filter will just be full of dirty oil. Also, I like that they dispose of it themselves. You don't have to worry about it if you have them do it. Did you go to a Jiffy Lube? They were like our best bet down south. It's definitely felting now. Go Jiffy, that's it, Jiffy Lube. They're like the best down there. They have a good business going. Our Jiffy Lube was also a mechanic. So little things, other kinds of things could get done at the same time on some days. Oh, and they did inspections too, which was really convenient. Getting tired. I never put it off. Oh yeah, neither did I. Keeping your oil clean is a really good step in maintenance. Well, the filters too, of course. I don't know if I have it in me to finish this today. How long have I been on it today? An hour and 41 minutes. My butt is saying, you gotta move around. Here, have some water. And the heat wave began today. What is it up to? 91. And tomorrow's high will feel like 109. I cannot order anything to be delivered. I can't put anything through anybody through that. $90 down there. It's summer, all right. And my room was over 80 last night with my air conditioner not being turned off at all. Oh yeah, yeah, I didn't look at that. I don't know what it feels like. And it feels like I can't go outside. Let's see. July outlook trends hotter in the east. Oh, great. Humidity will make high feel like 109. Temperature's a little higher than today by 7 degrees. Sunset won't be until 8:25. All right. Moderate air quality, not that good. High UV, of course. Yeah, 54% humidity. Feels muggy. Dew point is 72. Oh my God. That's what my air conditioner is set at, 72. Well, I'll have to decide when I want to not cook for dinner. Of course, it's good to eat light in the summer. I already had a nice chunk of salmon for my protein and had a big chunk of cucumber with lemon oil, lemon olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. Thing is, no matter the weather, most of the time I really like warm food. Does it ever get close to that? Because I keep mine at 72, 24/7 now. Because it never gets really 72. My bedroom never gets down below, God, it was winter when it went below 75. Top floor, rooftop. Okay, we're getting some felting. That doesn't mean that the viscose is sticking properly, though. I don't know what to do about that. I may just have to pull it all off. I get that. I understand. Yeah, if it gets any hotter, I won't be able to either. That's why I bought a quart of milk and cereal. Now, actually, one of the things I can make that doesn't heat the place up is I can make a potato waffle. Those are so good. Potato and cheese. Just mix it up in a bowl, throw it on the hot plate, and a few minutes later, you've got a crispy waffle, crisp outside, soft potato on the inside. I think I'm talking myself into that for dinner. I do love potatoes, but I don't want to heat a whole bunch of things up, you know. But the waffle iron is just a single waffle iron. It's, I don't know, 9 inches, 8 inches. It's not a big one. It's fine for me. 1 cup of batter, if I'm making regular waffles, makes I think 3 or 4 full-size waffles. No, 4, because I end up usually eating one right away and I freeze the others. And then I've got Belgian waffles for the week. It's also not a bad idea. When I do the potato waffles, it's only enough for dinner. I think I will just make regular Belgian waffles for dinner. Throw some in the freezer so I've got snacks. Belgian waffles make great snacks. And I can always throw something in them like chocolate chips or something like that. I have this box of chocolate that's medicinal chocolate, literally. No, there's not cannabis in it. It doesn't get you high. Although if you eat 2 pieces, you will feel the caffeine. So it is the purest chocolate disc I guess they can manufacture. It's tempered, so it's really hard. And there's virtually no sugar and 0 milk. So it's black almost. And 1 disc a day is the medicinal amount of chocolate if you are going to use that as a therapy. When I can't get a whole disc down, as much as I love dark chocolate, it is just a touch too bitter for me. So I use it to grate on top of my coffee when I have a cup of coffee. I can also chop it up a little bit and throw it into the batter, and then I'll get that nice melted chocolate thing, but it'll be dark with the sweetness of the batter, and I don't need to waste it. Every time I try to take a bite out of one, it's like, oh yeah, no, and then I put it away in this little container in the fridge. So when I need that, I can throw it in the grinder real fast, and I've got ground up chocolate. Okay, this is definitely felting. See, that's curling up more. Problem is this did not stick. Some of it did, so I don't know why all of it didn't. It's extremely disappointing. But what's more worrisome is what is going to happen when I take this out. Yeah, see, there's big pieces here that did not adhere at all. When I turn this inside out, it's going to stink. Well, this is, but see this? That's falling off on the inside. It's like connected with itself. Better than I would expect. But it didn't felt properly. So that is a bummer and a lesson for this wool. That's gorgeous. But I needed all of this stuff to stick, and it's just falling right off. Some of it is staying. I don't know why some is and some isn't. Some of down there stuck. I didn't put that in 2 different states, so yeah, I'm not getting why this is happening. See? It's pathetic. All right, let's see how we did size-wise. Oh. All right, well, it did shrink a little bit on all sides. So let's take this and oh, what a sad. Look at that. Look at the sand. Some of it took, but look at that. I don't get it. Some of it, see, that did well right there. That did okay. This did not. I think it got too wet under the plastic there. That must be it. See, this took a little couple places, but oh. Thank you. After I wash all the soap out and condition it with the vinegar, I'll iron it. Come up with something, a way to deal with this. Oops, sorry. It's gonna be gorgeous when it's dry. Right now, it's really dark. This is the wool we used. Oh, this is the darkest part of the wool. It's got a deep burgundy, a deep raspberry to brown to gold. It's just gorgeous stuff. We got the lighter purple, like lavenders and pink. I just have to trim. So soft. Really, really soft. So this bag has a lot of water still in it. It's quite heavy. I'll have to decide how I want to finish decorating it. I don't know, like I will probably needle felt this edge and needle felt some of this wool around it and cover the white. So that's pretty much the way the bag will be. Okay. I'll wait for you to get back and then I'm gonna go. Great, thanks, grandson. I was hoping you'd stop by to say hi. How are you today? How goes the book sale business? I'm okay. I'm okay. A little tired, but it's our turn for the heat wave. You okay too? Okay is better than not okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna needle felt this. And over here we've got a whole seam. It's unexpected. So I think we're going to turn that into a decoration. Like, oh, it wasn't an accident. That's on purpose. Don't you know? It looks cool. Yeah, you too, huh? I'm sorry to hear it. I think you have it even worse than us. Man, at least I've got an air conditioner to sit in front of. Oh my God. Well, let's just say I had to consult with legal aid today. They were useless. Okay, so we have the meeting. And the first thing manager asks is, who's here about the trash? Everybody raised their hand. And she said, everything is going to stay the way it is right now until you get a letter from the management. Management will give a letter to everybody living in the building. They would not take any more questions. They would not give us any idea about what the plans might be. And then our maintenance guy was there because he had a request that because of the way things are, don't throw our non-recyclable glass bottles, like tempered glass is not recyclable. So like spaghetti glass jars like that would have to go, and usually in the trash you put it down the chute. But he said it's just crashing the bottom, especially from the top floor. So if you don't mind, please bring them the glass in a bag down to the recycling room and he'll take them out personally. But in his talking, because everybody was quite upset that he couldn't get a straight answer, he gave away in what he was saying was that while the chutes are open, just keep using them, which means they do plan to shut them down. So I went to legal aid, and they don't handle this kind of a thing. So I said, well, someone's got it, because everybody kept telling me to go to legal aid about this. This is a breach of our rights as citizens of this state, etc. And in federal, I mean, it's just against the law to do this to people. But you know, there's lots of ways around it. So I get a couple more numbers to call, and I call, and I'm talking to like the big multi-unit overseer kind of a thing of who I can talk to. And I made a complaint, and I got two numbers. One was not familiar, but before calling the first one, they recommended to speak to a woman by her first name, no less. I sent a little note off to someone who used to work here and said, this is the number I got. Something about it wasn't ringing right with me. And she said, that's management's number. Like, what? You telling me that the overseer of this building is in the same office as the ownership of this building? So I did not call. And I had enough chit chat for the day and enough scribbling down numbers and instructions and all that. I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow and call the first people I spoke with today, not legal aid, and tell them, do you realize this is the same number as our management? Are they supposed to be, are they in the same office? And I just asked for this person by first name in a multi-state corporation office. So she may have the wrong number or person. So I need to find out before I expose the people in the building to any more aggravation. Aloha! Isn't it though? Very weird, right? So my friend is checking into it for me, and I said, it's okay. I know you're busy, but I'm not making any more calls today. I've had enough of the phone. So, and bureaucracy. Of course, I made it clear. I said, what we're trying to do is make them change their minds, not go ahead with the project, and then us having to fight them to open it back. And I said, I happen to have done the research. I know if they don't want to pay for a new trash compactor, they can lease it. And I also found out that there's a company that works with Connecticut exclusively, will come over and examine it and figure out what's best to match up with our chutes. And they will fit it to our system. And you can lease it. You don't have to buy it. If the multi-state corporation this size can't afford 20 grand, there's a problem anyway. So I'm just going to keep going after that. So I've got the info, got the names of the companies, got the phone numbers. I can call and find out how much does it cost for you to come out and analyze the situation. And who was it that came up with an idea that I should start a GoFundMe to raise money so this poor building can have a trash compactor for the sake of all of the elderly? I don't know who said that. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. But that's fucking funny. Well, you know, I don't want to be, what is it? I'm not looking to be an agitator, you know? I'm concerned. There are people sicker than me, and I'm already at the point where I cannot go outside and drag trash around the building like that. I'm lucky I make, sometimes I have to use my laundry cart to carry the trash because I can't lift it off the floor and I don't want to drag a bag across the carpeting all the way down the hall. So not everybody can do that. Some of them are busy with their walkers or their wheelchairs. And some of these big women in their wheelchairs, they can't even get that damn door open to get inside it because they wouldn't fit in that, to open the chute to drop the trash down. They have to have somebody do it for them anyway. So it's clear we cannot be rid of something that the building was built around. So yeah, I'm just trying to protect the people here. In addition to myself, we have at least 4 people who are over 90 years old here and still walking around doing their own laundry. So it's not like they're completely gone. Their brains are here, but they have things like their vision is going and they need a walking stick now. You know, I mean, it's one of them, 94 years old. She was our cat lady. For something like 14 years, she was out there feeding the feral cats twice a day, every day, regardless of the weather, and bringing them into the vet and having them sterilized and adopting what she could, but she only kept one at a time. Yeah, I know. I know. It's a very, very bad thing they're considering doing. But they're trying to get around the law. And the thing is, if they pull it off, we could still win, but it would be a fight. And in the meantime, see, that's how these companies work. They do something, then you've got to fight, and they wait you out. They wait for you to die if you're that old. They wait for you to just run out of energy. Like one of the options, if they don't have our proper trash chutes set up like they're supposed to be, one of the options is they hire a valet. The valet is supposed to come to your apartment 5 days a week to pick up trash. They don't want to hire another person. Our maintenance guy is certainly not going to be doing that. He's got his hands full just as it is. He doesn't need to be collecting trash from 101 apartments. So what they do is they give you paperwork to say that you can't carry your own trash. And it's so much paperwork that includes your doctors that most people just give up. They give up before they even start it. They can't cope with it mentally and they just drop it. Like we've got a few people here with dementia, people who are suffering from depression. And with their depression, they don't do anything. They just already feel overwhelmed and like everything is going to be completely fucked up anyway. Why bother? So that's why I'm doing this. It's for all those people who are not going to be able to step up for themselves. Nobody here can afford lawyers for themselves. But I have a few numbers. I will continue the pursuit of justice tomorrow. Tomorrow's, what day is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday or Wednesday? Oh my God. Today's Wednesday, right? That's how crazy it's been so far this week. I can't remember. Matter of fact, this weekend, because I was doing paperwork all weekend for the building, it was the same kind of a thing. On Friday, I went to bed. I don't even know where my head was at, but when I woke up on Saturday, I thought it was Friday again. I got the weekend so screwed up. By the time it was actually Sunday, I was like, are you kidding me? It's Sunday? Oh, I can relax. Can't call anybody. Tomorrow is Thursday. Thank you. Okay. I know, right? 2026 or 1984. No, I'm confusing them now. Anyway, look at the clock, Maui. On this coast, it's almost, well, it's 4:13. Was it Corriedale? Corriedale is a wool I use, yes. Not in this though. Dinner soon. You thought today was Friday? That is screwed up, especially because you work. At least I can say I don't have a job, so I'm not out there having to punch a clock. But that's tough. I mean, if we're already halfway through the week and you think it's Friday. What's for dinner tonight, Charlie? Tell me about your food. You know how I love food. I was just contemplating a variety of waffles for dinner. I was thinking potato waffle, and then thought if I make the regular Belgian waffles, I always end up with a few to freeze, which is convenient in hot weather. Oh yeah, retail. You're having some kind of meat. What kind of veg? Veg first. Always eat your veg first. It's the most important health advice I could give anybody. Eat your veg first. Perhaps some other stuff. Well, I made something last night that I've never made before, and I won't make again the same way, but it was a childhood thing. I got flanken, which is this really skinny cut of beef, but it's very fatty. And I cooked it on my cast iron tortilla pan, which is perfect for that because I want to sear it. And it was tasty, but very fatty. And my grandmother never seared it that way. My grandma did slow cooking, and that's the future of any flanken I inherit. I probably won't buy it again for a long time. It's mostly bone and fat, but it was one of those, I need food in the house and they're having a sale on that, I'll try it. Oh, that's much like you had yesterday, except you have potato wedges instead of macaroni. Okay. Well, now I can't decide. Listening to what you guys eat makes me want to have more vegetables right there. Oh, Charlie, did you see how this came out? Hold on a second. Where is it? Oh. This is full of silk and viscose. I didn't finish putting it together because I want to do a golden apple on this tree and some rice paper behind this piece of felt. And then I will have my first something that I made just for the sake of art. Thank you. Thank you. It is so soft. But let me go get a sample of the new wool. Yes, I finally made it to the yarn store. This is a product of one of the wools, $18 a shank wool. I have been getting the urge to paint again, and I know it's more interesting to watch than somebody sitting here playing with fibers. But this is like magic. I've been painting since I was 11 years old, and this is, you can turn it into something. You can wear it. I love that you can wear it, or you can turn it into sculptures. And I love the third dimensional aspect of it, which I've been missing with paint, which is why my big painting has so much actual texture. I made the paper clay and put it on the canvas because I need that, well, that's what has been missing. I really don't enjoy doing the flat painting anymore. It doesn't express my creativity is just not expressing itself in the second two-dimensional anymore. It's really more of a, I need a third dimension involved. I get it. Like I do get urges now and then, and I have all these beautiful paints and all this beautiful paper and canvas, and I'm all set for it. And I looked at the blank canvas on my wall the other day and went, oh, I want to paint. But I also want to do this. I want to do so much creative stuff all at the same time, which is, you know, frustrating. Yeah, I mean, I love painting. That's why I invested in all those watercolor pencils even, and to add to my repertoire. But yeah, it's just, it's not the same. This is like this. I've got a pile here of some unfinished purses. But to be able to turn out something like this, and I know that when I wear this, I'm going to get compliments. And I'm also going to get, where did you get that? Because every time I wear one of my own creations, I hear that. And I love that. I love knowing I'm wearing something or carrying something that there's not another one like it in the entire world. There's other felt things, but they're not my design. So yeah, I'm kind of digging that. I'm looking forward to figuring out my hats because I am a hat person. Yeah, I did a hat, but it's too, well, I can't wear it now. It's wool. But I tried my hand at making a merino wool hat, beret. It looks silly if I try to put it on over my ponytail, but ta-da, kind of. Anyway, I didn't know what I was doing, so the colors are not flattering. So this is probably not going to get a lot of wear. I might even give it away. But I really liked practicing doing this, and now that I've got the basics, I can go ahead and make some to match my winter outfits. Because I have a couple of berets, but they're both black. Oh, and I've got one is black and one is beige with a little bow on it. Right? Yeah, it is. Well, I would make a dress in a heartbeat if I had a mannequin. I don't have anything to drape it on and fit it to. So yeah, it's frustrating that I can't do everything I want. It's like if I was your age and starting all over, oh my God, I would be so into this. And yeah, I'd have a whole wardrobe of my own stuff. Wearable art. And it doesn't use any oil, nothing from oil companies, no plastics. And everything I'm making is free of plastic and free of metal. So you were just so fun. Oh, well, thanks, Gary. It does look like a mushroom head. But the big problem is, see, I put this light pink on the bottom. And this light pink ends up around my face. Not at all flattering. I don't know what color I would have to be. I have to have a darker skin. This would look good on darker skin. On my white face, it's not flattering at all. Well, that's what my sister said. My sister said I can take measurements, but I'm dyslexic. And as soon as I start writing numbers down, I start getting this anxiety response to numbers. I have thought about that. I really have. And I thought about something else. You know, the silk scarf I'm going to be recreating. Well, you can do that with any netting, and I have some stuff that's like super lightweight. I could felt it. So, I mean, it would already be like my size, and I would just felt over it and create art on that using the fabric as my, you know. But I'll tell you, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. This is extremely heavy because it's so wet. Now, doing clothing, it's not so bad because it's more like this. It's thinner. It doesn't need a heavy liner like this has. This is a heavy white fiber to give it bulk and strength. But this is just a beautiful, fine, silky, gentle wool. And it made a really nice felt. Just I chose the wrong colors. Okay, darling. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. I'll be back tomorrow after 3. Come see me. Sweet dreams again. Okay. Well, I'm glad I stayed later. I would have missed you. So I'm going to go to, this needs to go in the sink with some hot water and some vinegar. Get all the stuff out. And it'll also assist the shrinking process. So we'll see what this looks like tomorrow. I'll hang it up and see if I can get it to dry some. But right now, it's like, I don't know if you heard. It's splooshy. But it's going to be so pretty when it's dry. Until tomorrow, aloha. Good night, my strawberry friends. I'll see you tomorrow if you're around in the afternoon.